Hello, I am Arjita. I graduated out of IIT Bombay in 2016, and Ranjan sir was my maths teacher from I think class ninth to class 12th, and I was extremely fortunate to have him as my teacher. Uh, because not only does he teaches maths in the most exceptional way possible, but he also inspires the best out in students. I still remember I was able to crack a lot of questions in my IIT JEE exams because my basic concepts of maths, like I still remember one problem for from Bates theorem that I was able to do only because it was crystal clear in my head. So and like even more, so Ranjan sir has been more than a teacher. He's been an inspiring fatherly figure for me, and he's always inspired everybody in the class to excel and do their best. And apart from that, his spiritual teachings have always kept us grounded. uh, I, I I just can't express how lucky I have been to have been his student in my early days.
Hi everyone,
Yeah.
I'm Raj Dwivedi, a PhD student at UC Berkeley. I was lucky enough to have Ranjan sir as my maths teacher in class 11th and 12th. Those are good days, but Ranjan sir and Shivani ma'am, who taught us chemistry, they made those days even more memorable. And well, Ranjan sir, the first thought that comes to my mind whenever I think about him and about those times is the simplicity, the modesty, and the calmness that sir used to show. Like in my first class, I remember I was stunned by his presentation in class, like how he taught mathematics, how he wrote it, like, and his command over it. Like, well, many teachers have the command, but the presentation and like the attention he paid to every detail, and like he tried to explain it to each and every student in the class, that was something that amazed me. And I remember like we used to have good discussions about mathematics in class, and once we had a repo, like as the time passed by, we started having discussions even about life beyond the classroom. And like even after I graduated, I used to visit him once in a while, like to his house, and I still remember those delicious dishes that Sad and ma'am used to cook for us. And dhokla was one of my favorites. Some people also like gajar halwa. Yeah, well, uh, and those were really, really good times. Like even I have heard legends about his cricket skills. Like I knew he was a great batsman, but I never got to see that match or like anything. But uh, like these stories will go on and on, and but I think I should conclude. So I would also like to take this opportunity to thank him from the bottom of my heart for being such a wonderful teacher, not only teaching mathematics but also by leading by example and teaching us like how humble a person can be, how even you can remain simple, modest, but still be cheerful and content. That's what Ranjan sir has taught me, and I really appreciate that. And I also like to encourage all his future and present and future students like to make the most of their time with him, because they are really blessed. It's a rare opportunity that they've gotten such a
Hi,
wonderful teacher.
I am Swapnil Singh Parihar, currently doing my post graduation from NIT here at Bhopal. I have done my graduation from Symbiosis Institute of Technology at Pune, and I have been in Sagar Public School till 12th class, where Ranjan sir was my maths teacher and as well as my class teacher for 4 consecutive years from 9th A, 10th A, 11th A to 12th A. And so I think I would like to tell you how great he is as a teacher, not just a subject teacher, but as a mentor if you would want him to be. I wasn't too bad at maths, is what I thought in ninth and 10th, though I was always afraid of it. I somehow always managed to get 70-75%, and I was happy with that. But in 11th class midterm, I almost flunked. I got 41 marks, and a few of my other friends did too. So we approached sir for help, and he was kind enough to take time out of his busy schedule for helping us. giving extra classes on Saturdays, Sundays, and games period, I guess, in school. And after that, our maths started gradually improving even when we were in coaching. Coachings don't do that good to you if you are not able to cope up in a class that large. So, to our surprise, in 12th class, we almost had great marks, and I was happy with getting 80% in 12th board. After that, I went for graduation, and there also, maths never leaves you actually. So, it's better to be good at it. And if you are not, and you have Ranjan sir, you should take his help. So, in my graduation, we have 4 semesters maths. There also, I started liking maths after taking extra classes from sir, to the extent that I was doing extremely well in my maths subjects in engineering. And I was also teaching my classmates maths, which was extremely opposite of what has been before, like from going to someone who was very scared of maths to someone who was teaching her classmate maths. I think that is a drastic change, and I owe entirely that to Ranjan sir, because he has been a great teacher. And I guess if you are sincere enough and you are willing to take help and learn and be respectful to him, so I think not just me, a lot of my friends, and we still talk about him and thank him for our maths, are very grateful to sir that he has helped us through the thick and thins of our academics. And we really miss you a lot, sir, here at Bhopal, when we have get-togethers and all. We miss your teaching, your sweets, I guess, a way lot more than you might expect, and the cake and everything that we used to forcibly ask you to bring if there had been a long duration without that. And I think we miss you a lot. And Sagar Public School is having a huge void, because I don't think any maths teacher could fill a void that was created by you, because you gave a strong foundation to the school, being the maths teacher, and not only producing extremely great result for our school, but also uh, for the image of our school in the city. And the bottom line to this is that I would like to tell you in a nutshell that if you have Ranjan sir as your teacher maths and you approach to him for help, I think you are extremely lucky, because he's always willing to help students who want help from him. And any institute that has you now is extremely lucky, because I think you single-handedly can help the math section to flourish like anything. And we really love you, sir. We miss you a lot.
Hello
Thank you.
everyone,
Bye.
I am Sajal Singh and I did my undergraduate studies from IIT Hyderabad in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, and henceforth moved to the United States, where I am currently pursuing my doctoral studies in the Electrical and Computer Engineering department in the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I did my senior secondary schooling from Sagar Public School in Bhopal, where Ranjan sir was both my class teacher for a year and my mathematics teacher in both class 11th and 12th. With Ranjan sir as our maths teacher, I didn't only learn advanced maths from him, but I started to appreciate how beautiful this entire domain of mathematics is. Because his teaching was so unique in itself, we could actually see maths much beyond than some Greek letters and alphabets scribbled on some piece of paper. Those conceptual learning has shaped my life from then. And I literally owe him a lot for those 2 years, because during my research days at IIT, I actually worked on a lot of advanced mathematical formulations, derived equations for an entirely new system which didn't exist before we did it, and subsequently published them. And when I look back, I feel that the base for admiring the beauty of mathematics started from those classrooms in Sagar Public School. I personally feel more indebtful to sir, because he was always accessible to me, and when I say always, I mean literally always, be it on a weekend holiday, a national holiday, a festival, or for that matter, anything. I asked sir, I need you, and I don't remember him denying for a single time. How he manages time really amazed me back then. Back in those days, I just had one motive: to extract as much knowledge as I can from him, and he used to be more than happy to do it for me. Well, His willingness to help his students understand what he teaches is something which makes him a teacher respected and remembered by all of his students. I remember when I used to get stuck at a problem, I used to just write it on a piece of paper and hand it over to him in school, and he would solve that in his free time and give back me the solution. Basically, he would find means to ensure that his students learns those concepts. I see Ranjan sir as not only my academic teacher but also as a mentor who cares for his students beyond the call of duty. He's been a constant source of motivation, enthusiasm, and determination to me. That even a half an hour chat at those days used to make magnificent impact in my life, which is another thing which has amazed me over the years. I think his dedication for his work and his pure and wholehearted religious inclination are something which makes him a source of such a positive energy. At last, I can say that if any student is watching this video, I'll advise you that you have an amazingly intelligent person who knows mathematics in depth in form of Ranjan sir amongst you. Just make the best use of his knowledge. Just try to extract as much as you can from him, because right now it might be just a matter of getting good scores on exams for you, but trust me, if you ever decide to pursue mathematics or engineering broadly speaking, you will appreciate that knowledge. And if any teacher is watching this video, I take this opportunity to wish you a very happy Teachers Day, and I wholeheartedly thank you for imparting your knowledge and playing a significant role in the upliftment of so many students.
Any amount of gratitude is less for what sir has done for me. Usually you have teachers who teach you, evaluate, and then they are done. But luckily I was taught by Ranjan sir. Not only maths but a lot about life, about how it is not losing hope when you fail, but then take it as a chance to do even better. Being a student who loved maths but could never score well in it, I was actually very afraid of the 12th boards that I had to face. But then, sir was there. He used to sit with me for hours after school and even on holidays. Like, I used to be after him to get my concepts clear, and luckily he was the one who used to ask me, are you facing a problem? Are you okay with the concept? Is everything clear and all? So, the thing is that he cleared all my concepts and helped me learn a lot about life. The philosophies that sir taught in class are actually very helpful. You get to know that when you come to a place that is totally different from yours and you have to adapt here, and then you remember that you had a teacher who told you how to adjust in places like these. Whatever I am today, a lot of it is like totally attributed to you, sir. A very happy Teachers Day. Thanks a lot for being there.
I am currently in my fourth year of BTech in Mechanical Engineering at IIT BHU Varanasi. I studied under Ranjan sir for my 11th, 12th, 12th standard, basically maths from him. And I also scored 100 in 12th boards from his guidance. So basically one of the best thing about Ranjan sir is that to score 100 in maths in 12th board, I didn't have to do much different than what he was telling me to do. All the guidelines, all the material, everything was there, and I only had to follow his instructions to get 100 in 12th board. And one of the very good instances that I remember is like we had 9 days something before the 12th board maths exam, and 2-3 days before only he called me to give a mock test because he wanted to settle down my nerves before the exam. And many students and many teachers don't agree to that, because 2-3 days before the exam you want to always work on your weak points and don't try to take too much stress. But he suggested that you should give a mock test to settle down your nerves. I gave that mock test. I scored 100 in that also, and after that I gave my exam of 12th board in maths and scored 100 in that. So his guidance basically was very detailed, and you only had to follow that. And ultimately he, like, with his guidance I was very easily and very in an unnerving way, in very relaxed mode, I was able to give the exam and score pretty well. One of the other things that were very good was his study material, and his approach was very solid towards teaching, and that also helps in, apart from what in JEE Means, because JEE Means doesn't have a very high level of difficulty in mathematics, but you need to have strong basics. And some of the books like NCERT and CERT Exemplar, he told me, that I found pretty useful for JEE Mains also. And one of the other things was that his classes were also always pretty interesting. Like we had a saying in our class that we only used to come to school for Ranjan sir's class. If there is no Ranjan sir's class in one day, we don't feel like coming to school. And the other thing was his like approach was very interesting in the mathematical sense also. Like he told us the derivation of a linear differential equation and the differential equation chapters uh, in our syllabus. That many teachers don't tell you that, because that derivation is not asked in board, that derivation is not asked in advanced, that derivation was there anywhere. But from a curious mathematical point of view, and if you really want to learn that derivation, is pretty interesting, and it is given in NCRT. So like his mathematical process was pretty interesting, and apart from that, he was a very good person as well. uh, I enjoyed a lot of time with him. We decorated our class 12th A, and he's a pretty good cook also. He used to make gulab jamuns and cakes every now and then and distribute in the class, that we enjoyed a lot. And really miss you, sir, in Sarabari School.
I'm Harshita. I'm from Bhopal and I've been a student since 2012. I passed out 12th standard in 2013. And first of all, I'd like to say that he has not only helped me in maths chapters but also in the life lessons. The biggest lessons I've learned is from him, and I'm really very, very grateful to him. He's a person, he's a teacher who has focus in each and every student of the class. Like for me, he used to make a lot of papers. I used to solve the papers made by him, and he used to make the papers and he used to mail me personally. Because I was then in Jabalpur, not in Bhopal. So he used to send me each paper and he used to check my papers and used to tell me everything about my mistakes. But still, I would not get 100 out of 100. But he never just judged me on these things. So he has given me the best life lessons as well. We knew each other for only, we have been in direct contact with each other for only, I guess, 2 years, 2 odd years. But now it has been 5 years or something that we are in contact. And this is not just a student teacher relationship, it is much more than that. It is a very sacred relationship of humanity, I guess, because we share a bit of same values in life, and he has the best values in life. He has taught us a lot of good things. He has given us a way to live life, I guess. He is not only a maths teacher, he is not only a he is not the one who will give you only mathematics lessons, but he'll also give you life lessons. And since then, I've been in. I'm very influenced from him. I've seen a lot of historic series like Maharana Pratap and Ashoka and these type of series. And one thing I've noticed is that no great king was great if he didn't had their gurus. Like the gurus are the most important thing in life, will guide you through the path of success. So it's very important for each and every student to respect their teachers a lot. And teachers like you, Ranjan sir, has kept the students' faith in teachers in this era also. And usually there are no such respects and no such values in students also. So I'd like to thank you a lot, sir. You have always guided me. You have always supported me from wearing sari in farewell till date. Everything you have supported me. Everywhere you have supported me. Thank you once again for everything. I've not utilized enough chances to thank you, but today I'd like to thank you a lot, sir. Thank you so much, and wish you a very, very, very happy teachers, sir. Hi.
Thursday, Ranjan sir. On this occasion, I just want to tell you that you have left an indelible impression on my life. You are by far the best teacher I've ever had. I know how passionate you are towards your course and how how much personal attention you give to every single student, and whatever problems we have had, you used to stay back even after school hours to just sit with us and solve those papers. um, I miss you, and more importantly, or I also miss the so many number of gulab jamun that you used to make on your own and give it to us. So happy Teachers Day, Ranjan sir.
Hi
All the
sir,
best.
happy Teacher Day. I don't think I need to state this, but you have been a wonderful teacher, and you've always gone out of your way to ensure well-being of your students. So I think one of the foremost things that I've learned from you is not to follow the herd mentality and to do what makes you happy. So since I had PCM in 12th, so I was bound to take JEE classes, and I think I had begun to realize that I was not cut out for it, but I was just not able to break that inertia. And you helped me break it, and you actually went ahead and said what I actually needed to hear from my parents: stop going to the classes. And I think your experience with you has made me believe in all the good people in the world, because coming across such a brilliant teacher who actually cares about you after a stream of so many indifferent teachers was such a pleasant surprise. Um, and being a teacher is just not a profession for you, it's something that you really like. So like when I get a job, I have a goal now, I should really like it, and I mean I should enjoy it like you. So I think 11th and 12th classes were the beginning of the great trajectory that I would be on in a few years, and I think you had a big hand in starting it all, and I think all this has made me into a more better and self-believe. All this has turned me into a better and a more self-believing person.